This week's autumn storm is bringing heavy wind. It's downing trees and causing power outages all across Oregon. But as intense weather in our area becomes more common, those who work to restore power are starting to get burned out.
Yeah, lot of work. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy joins us live outside of Portland General Electric headquarters in downtown Portland and tells us that the burnout isn't just caused by the weather.
Well, that's right, Pete and Bonnie. The weather is just one factor in this feeling of fatigue amongst workers. Now, I talked to the union who represents some workers, including here at PGE, and he says that it's the lack of workers who want to go out and fix these power outages. This week's storm blowing through the Pacific Northwest is causing damage to homes and knocking out power for thousands. As of Monday, there are still more than 500 people without power. But those who go out and restore that power are feeling a little burnt out.
Where you have compounded car hit poles and weather events that I think impact these utility operations, and not to mention the shortages of workers that people can't get hired into these positions that has been compounding for the last 3 to 5 years.
According to Travis Erie, some line workers, those who go out and turn the lights back on for customers, are getting over 1,000 hours of overtime a year. He's also seen more members get as much as 1,800 hours.
I think a lot of the times when these large storms happen, they're leaving their families and not seeing them for, 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, depending on the storm that they're working.
Erie says many of his union members love their jobs and are not leaving the field. He says the public shouldn't be worried about longer response times for power restoration because utility companies must respond in a timely manner.
The regulators, the Public Utility Commission, can hold utilities accountable for not meeting those metrics for getting an overtime or an outage responded to.
Portland General Electric recognizes the stress their line workers have been under over the last year, from wildfires to extreme weather. They wrote in a statement, PGE is seeing lower overtime hours than in the last 3 years, and PGE has approved more furlough requests for frontline workers than ever before. PGE consistently reinforces safety as our #1 priority. Erie says the burnout can be solved, but it'll take both the unions and utility companies to work together.
I think it's mostly trying to figure out how to get more people in the industry. We have mechanisms to get, people into apprenticeship.
Well, Pete and Bonnie, Erie also tells me there's another factor that's weighing on many of his members' minds, and that is the vaccine mandate. He says that some of his members do not want to get the mandate mandated by the Biden administration, and he says if people have to choose between the job they love and their beliefs, that will just add it to that worker shortage that we're seeing not only in Oregon, but across the country. Live in downtown Portland, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.